Hi there and welcome back to another episode of Prestige Liquids. My name is Andrew and as always it is fantastic to have you here with me again on another whiskey review video. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for joining me along my journey so far, and if you're new to the channel then please make sure you hit the bell notification and the subscription button right now so that you can stay up to date with all future content. Well now, on to the show. Hi there everybody, let's get started on today's video. Today I'm going to be reviewing for you the Singleton Spey Cascade. Now this particular bottling from the Singleton of Dufftown has been bottled at 40% ABV. It does contain colouring, most likely chill filtered. It has also been matured in ex-bourbon and sherry casks. So let's get started on the review. I shall pour a little bit of this into the glass. Now I've recently been on a little bit of a vacation at the moment, and I guess that is where I found this bottle. I've not really seen this available in most stores. Maybe I just haven't been looking hard enough, but it is something that I found on my break. So obviously that's what we always do, peruse the random liquor stores that we come across to find things that we normally don't see day to day. So let's get started. On the nose. Cheers. Okay, so the nose, typical Speyside. It's bright, vibrant, sweet, quite grassy, lots of honey, lemon, citrus. There is a slight dusty, malty note coming in. I have to say the sherry influence is really nice. It is quite prominent, so you will notice things like raisins, toffee notes, caramel, little bit of baking spice. So I am picking up a touch of cinnamon, apples, pears. So yeah, I'm starting to get some like dried dates. There's also a bit of a fig note coming in, like fresh figs, dried apricots, definitely dried apricots, vanilla. It's also a little bit leathery, a little bit waxy, but I'm really enjoying the fruity elements that are coming out of this. A little bit of a tropical note coming through, so there's a touch of like a sweet pineapple and a little bit of mango. Now I'm not sure if this is peated at all, but if it is, I am picking up a little faint touch of like a peated element coming through. Of course that could also be, say, barrel char or just smoke coming through from the barrels themselves, but it does have a bit of a light earthy peatiness coming in. Alright, let's move on to the palate and see what we get. So cheers. Okay, so standard, what you would expect from a 40% ABV whiskey. Mouthfeel is quite thin and watered down. Not much going on in terms of texture, so there is a little bit of a disappointment there. But the actual flavor profile itself is really enjoyable. So I think this is where more of the bourbon cask is coming through. The nose was definitely more sherried, but the palate definitely shows more of the bourbon cask influence. So I'm getting vanilla, caramel. It's quite nutty as well. I'm getting quite a bit of peanuts and cashew nuts coming through. Again, the fruits, apples, pears, standard Speyside characteristic. What else? Sorry, let's see if we can dive in a little bit more. A little bit oaky. As you sip through this, then the texture does start to change a little bit. So I guess don't go judging it straight off the first sip. So like I said, coming on to that second or third sip, the oak starts to come through. It's got a bit of a dry texture. The mouthfeel starts to thicken a little bit, so it does change and evolve as you are sipping through. little bit of black pepper. The lemon, yeah, so the lemon zest that I had gotten on the nose is still there, though that is changing into more of a like a sweet orange note, a little bit of mango as well. All in all, this is quite a well balanced whiskey. It is definitely not something that is going to blow you away. It is not the most fantastic whiskey you'll ever have, but it is a very enjoyable daily sipper. I think what makes this one a more enjoyable whiskey is that it is perfect for people that are getting into whiskeys, whiskey beginners, whiskey novices. I think for those of you who are for the more experienced whiskey drinker, or say those of you who are able to handle more intense style whiskies, you may find this a little bit boring. But having said that, I think it is also the perfect whiskey to kind of start off your session if you are getting into like a tasting night, or you're wanting to try a few different whiskies and you need something just to get your palate started. This will definitely do the trick. At the moment I'm trying to go off by memory of comparing this to the Maltmasters Select. From off the top of my head, they are quite similar, although I will say I do believe that the Maltmasters Select, I think, is probably a better tasting whiskey. It's a bit more floral, it's a bit fruitier. This one is probably a little bit more subdued, but as I said before, all in all, it is a good whiskey, especially for a beginner's perspective. So for the finish again, it's quite sweet, very mellow. I'm getting more of those honey notes coming through, but it's more of a watered down honey sweetness. Again, quite floral, I think. Yeah, so as the finish progresses, it does become more floral, a little bit more malty. I'm also getting like hints of milk chocolate. What else? There's something else coming in. Again, the citrusy vibes follow through. You'll definitely get that. But yeah, I think for the finish, that's pretty much it. Besides your standards like your vanilla caramel, it has that as well. Most of the actual flavor profile that you get from the nose and the palate follow through onto the finish. But yeah, that's it. It's so there's nothing really overly amazing going on, but it is still a very enjoyable whiskey. I think Singleton is definitely one of those brands that are definitely worth checking out. I do need to and want to try more from Singleton. Like I said, I absolutely love the Maltmasters Select, and I do find this one very enjoyable. To use the phrase from Vin at No Nonsense Whiskey, this is definitely a guard whiskey. This is something that I will be going through to kind of save my more special whiskeys that I have on my shelf. But again, still a very enjoyable whiskey. Alright, I think for now I'll leave it at that. I don't really have anything else to say. My name is Andrew, and I'll see you all again on the next video. KIPPIS. Oh, you're still here. Well, why not consider continuing on with some more content and subscribing. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.